The launch day for Metaphor ReFantazio is here, and I've got incredible news to report, guys, because Sega and ATLUS have already announced that Metaphor ReFantazio has surpassed 1 million units sold. This includes shipments and digital sales, and this is one of their fastest selling games of all time. So definitely good to hear about that. We've got some other stats to go over, an update on the giveaway that I'm doing for the PS5 Collector's Edition of Metaphor ReFantazio. I'll have details for that link in the description. We've also got some other good news for the Nintendo Switch when it comes to Yakuza fans, and another remaster collection coming. But before we get into all that, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more first. And I want to remind you guys, we do have a Metaphor ReFantazio PS5 Collector's Edition giveaway. We had a few issues with some bots and some other things. I will be extending the giveaway to early next week. I will announce the winner in a video, so look out for that. And I'll also announce the winner on the community page. So if you want to enter in to win a PS5 Collector's Edition of Metaphor ReFantazio, make sure you check out the link in the description. It'll be right there. Go vote on the page for your favorite aspect of Metaphor ReFantazio and put a comment below, and I will be selecting one winner at random, ships worldwide. Now let's go ahead and jump right back into this when it comes to Metaphor ReFantazio and the 1 million units plus. So total worldwide shipments and digital sales for fantasy RPG Metaphor ReFantazio have surpassed 1 million units worldwide. Publisher ATLUS and developer Studio Zero announced. Metaphor ReFantazio launched worldwide today for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PS4, and PC via Steam and Microsoft Store. A prologue demo is available, and the coolest thing about that prologue demo, guys, is that all of that transfers over to the main game. So I played the demo for like 31 hours or something like that. I was grinding away in one of the dungeons, kept on leveling up my archetypes and getting mag and just doing as much as I could. So then when the game came out, I actually was right there. I bought a physical collector's edition for myself, but I also bought the $99 digital one just so I can play it right then and there, because my copy wasn't going to come till probably sometime today. So I wanted to play last night. That's what I was doing. So I did that, and it gives you the PS4 and PS5 versions of the game. So that was pretty cool. At least I get the PS4 version if I want to play that, because it does run better, backwards compatible on the PS5. But I just played the PS5 version. I can barely tell any of the issues that people were trying to say. So whatever. That's not the point. The point is I wanted to get my impressions out there and play the game. And I'll say this when it comes down to it. It makes sense. Obviously, you have the big 94 rating plus when it comes down to what Metacritic must buy, 90 plus rated based on all the different platforms that it's on, but one of the highest rated games of the year. But I think that once you actually get into the game, outside of the demo, people talk about, oh, well, it's similar to Persona. And yes, it is. But there's so many other things that this game does better than Persona and better than SMT that makes it just a bit more of a joy to play. It's almost as if they take the best aspects of SMT and the best aspects of Persona, and they leave some of the stuff that's not necessarily the best, or at least not everybody loves. I get people love demon negotiation. I get people love the fusing and spending a bunch of time doing that. But I'm not necessarily too fond of that as much. Like, I like getting the new demons and using their attacks and getting different stuff and getting new ones and mixing and matching and all that. But I don't necessarily love doing all the things to get them overall. And this game kind of gets rid of that. Not even kind of, it does. It gets rid of that. And what it does in its place is a finely tuned archetype system where you're constantly getting new bonds, new archetypes from those bonds. And that is a big incentive to continue playing the game, continue doing side quests, continue doing other things so you can unlock all of these archetypes. So it takes what people do love, the bond system and getting side quests and doing other things from Persona, and then marries it with a job class system to where you can focus in on what you like with cool different weapons like brawler gauntlets and different types of big spears and all sorts of stuff, just all sorts of different archetypes that you can unlock. And to me, that's just more fun than playing the same demons that we've been playing, or a lot of the same demons with some new additions every now and then that I've been playing with SMT and Persona for the last decades plus at this point. So for me, it was just a breath breath of fresh air to get a job system. It was a breath of fresh air to not have to sit here and talk to demons all day. Not trying to downplay that. Persona 6 is coming and you're going to have to probably do stuff like that and it'll be great. But it was just nice to get something different and how it fits into a new IP, and they can build a different branch of game that people can play. Maybe if you don't like SMT or Persona, you can get into this. So for me and how I personally like to play games, I think that this is great. Now, the creator also talked about how they didn't want to make people feel more rushed. Persona, you always kind of feel rushed because things just take all day or whatever the case is. And this one, while there is time management with like the calendar system and all that, it's not as bad as it was in Persona, and SMT doesn't really have it at all within certain circumstances. For the most part, doesn't really have it though, but they take some of the best aspects of that and I love it. Now, I think that probably what sets this game apart from all the other RPGs when it comes to some of the modern ones that I've played, this is the best JRPG that I've played since Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That was a masterpiece to me back in 2022. This one is right up there, man, with it in just my own personal opinion overall. And I think it's because of some of the finely crafted and tuned dungeons in the game, whether it's the side quest dungeons that you saw in the demo or it's the actual main dungeons when you're going after the Necromancer at the beginning. They're finely crafted. You go through multiple different layers. They have enemies in there. They have nice stopping points. They took some of the great design that you've seen in other previous RPGs or in the RPGs that they've done, and they've just put it together in a way that's just very fun to go through. I was struggling to stay awake because I was so tired from waking up at 4 a.m. and exercising and working out and getting my day started and getting everything ready for the launch. I was struggling to stay awake to play the game, but I kept on wanting to play just because it was just so much fun going through that first dungeon and going through some of the side content as well, building up my characters so far. So I'm really loving Metaphor ReFantazio. I think that this game is fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what players think about it overall. Now, I do want to mention that the Steam is popping off for this right now when it comes to Metaphor ReFantazio, guys. We've got some information on it. It's actually pretty much broken the records that we've seen for any of the Persona games on Steam or SMT. It's over 61,000 players, so that is absolutely crazy overall. People are really getting into this game. And yeah, I have to agree. I can see why people are really playing it. One of the best rated games. It's a fantastic mix of some of the great stuff that they've done with Persona, but then a bunch of new ideas as well. So I think you're going to get a lot of new fans buying into this too. So what do you guys think? For those who have already played Metaphor ReFantazio, what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and move on to the next topic here, guys. We've got Yakuza Kiwami getting a physical release on the Nintendo Switch, which we didn't think that it was getting a physical release. We didn't think that it was, but now we know that it is getting one. So it's pretty surprising because we thought that it was going to be all digital. So Limited Run Games will be handling this one, and they've pulled back that curtain on 2 box versions for the console. We got the standard and classic edition. So in the classic edition, you'll get a copy of the game. You get spot glass premium box with a slipcover, soundtrack, collectible acrylic standee, Mesuking cards, and character cards. This news is really surprising because Sega previously said that the game would be digital only on the Nintendo Switch for the good price of $20. So people weren't too mad about that, but it seems like there was enough people that said something, and Limited Run Games stepped in and said, why would you do this? Like, you have this historic franchise and this great game. You can make money off of people buying it physical and maybe even double dipping. So obviously Sega's like, yeah, let's go ahead and let's get into that. Let's do it. So we don't have any news about Japanese retail though, guys. This is just here in the US. So if you're in Japan, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but you can always import. That's the good thing about the Switch being a region-free console. So if you want to pre-order the physical editions, those are available on the Nintendo Switch, and they're expected to ship in March of 2025. Even though it's Limited Run Games, apparently they're going to be shipping in March. So I mean, that would be good. It wouldn't take that long. So yeah, October 24th for the digital, if you want to just go with digital, if you want to double dip, it's also there. So very good to see that, because people were asking about Yakuza Kiwami and saying, hey, hopefully we can get a physical. Why isn't there one? Like, we like the fact that it's only $20, but we'd love to be able to have a physical version. And now you got an incredible physical version that they've worked here. I know not everybody loves working with limited run games or buying from them, but it seems like this is going to be a little bit better. And it's an older game. You can definitely wait to March if you want to play it. I mean, there's a lot of other games that are coming out. Plus, we have stuff like Jamboree. We've got Mario and Luigi coming out. So it's not like there's not any big first-party games that you can pick up that are going to have physical and all that. So if you want to get that physical, no need to double dip if you don't want to. Just wait. Pre-order that. You'll get it in March and you can play it, as it's an old game once again. So very good stuff overall. Glad to see that limited run game steps in. No matter what you think about them, it's cool. At least if nobody else is willing to do it, they're willing to get involved and take that risk with these companies, because without limited run games, we get none of the physicals. It would just be the digital stuff, because you know how these companies operate overall, especially in the modern age. So very good to see that. But we are going to move on to the final topic here, guys. But we are going to move on to the next topic here, and that is Tomb Raider 4 through 6 Remastered, coming out for multiple platforms, Nintendo Switch included in this. So this is very good. So Asper has announced this afternoon that it has been hard at work on remastering Tomb Raider 4, Tomb Raider 5, and Tomb Raider 6, which will all be available as a collection like they did with Tomb Raider 1 through 3. Now, the collection of the classic 3D adventure games will come to the Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on February 14th. Digital pre-orders have already begun on all the platforms. Tomb Raider 4 through 6 Remastered is about 9.4 gigabytes on the Nintendo Switch and priced at $26.99. So these are the games that you get. You get Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. Lara Croft discovers the lost tomb of the Egyptian god Set, unwittingly unleashing him and fulfilling an ancient prophecy, one that plunges mankind into darkness. You get Tomb Raider Chronicles. Following the events of The Last Revelation, Lara Croft is buried in an Egyptian tomb and is presumed dead. And finally, Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness. Accused of murder, Lara becomes a fugitive on the run while uncovering a sinister conspiracy involving alchemy experiments and the search for ancient artifacts. So you can see the classic and remastered visuals, play the original models, or swap them with the remastered graphics at any time. You can travel the globe, follow Lara Croft around iconic locales including Cairo, Rome, Paris, and many more. Experience Lara's darkest adventures, uncover the secrets. Now, I know that some of these games suck. I remember playing some of them back in the day, but I've never been the biggest Tomb Raider fan. But for those who do like the classic 3D Tomb Raiders, they are here for you, and it's really cool to see them kind of going back and remastering these games. There will probably be a physical edition of this, guys, so if you don't want to do it digital, somebody will probably pick this up for physical, just like they did like the remastered collection. So keep that in mind. But it's good to see classic games, especially ones from like the PS2 or from the PS1, come back in some way, shape, or form, so we can have that preservation, so people can experience why people like the game. So I'm always down for classic games coming back, especially 6th generation games, especially 5th generation games. Bring those games back. Bring the ones that we can't play them on modern systems, bring them, put them together in packages, and let people enjoy them if they want to play. So very, very cool that this is happening here. But what do you guys think overall when it comes to everything that we talked about? Metaphor, ReFantazio, Yakuza Kiwami, and of course Tomb Raider. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch and RPG content right here on screen. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.